Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and it's the continuation of my Road to the Leopard 1 series. I'm still in the Panzer 3-4 Tier 5 German medium. I still don't really like this thing. In fact, this was the first match of the day and it did not go particularly well, and in fact I think I only had one decent match all day in this. I just hate the damn thing, and I don't know, on paper, you see, I was on about this yesterday. On paper, the stats of this, you know, like the armour and everything else, it looks like it should be a really good tank, if you see what I mean. You know, 60mm of well-angled armour on the front. It does have a good power to weight ratio. It does have a good top speed, you know, and acceleration. It has a good hull traverse as well. It does have its good features. But I just found it incredibly frustrating. And just quite irritating. I think it's the same sort of thing I've got with the Panzer IV. It's that 110 pen at tier 5 just seems, I don't know, it seems slightly low. I know it's probably not, but you know, like I said before, I think I said it in the GUP review, the Sherman, I think it is, with the, is it the M1A1? Is it 128mm of pen, something like that? So sometimes this does just let you down, especially at medium range, where this works best because you get the best out of your armour. The pen can sometimes let you down, as can the accuracy. I did lead that a little bit too much though. And he's seen me and stopped, so I'll get one into him. I'm going to take it in return, am I? Nope, he's managed to miss when I pull back. It looked like he was using auto aim possibly. Either that or it just dropped, but yeah, I got taken out by the KV-1S I was putting shots into. But yeah, the accuracy on it is irritating, especially, like I say, at medium range, where this thing sort of works best. And in tier 7 matches, I kind of despair in this, a bit like I do in the Panzer IV-H. You are going to have to fire premium ammunition in tier 7 matches, unless you can get around on the flank. And to be fair, this does get around on the flank better than the Panzer IV-H, because it's got the higher top speed. It's not limited to 40 km an hour, and it does have the good power to weight ratio. Now, I think I'm right in saying, although I could be slightly wrong on this, I'm sure I saw something the other day about this had been buffed on the PC, possibly to have the same armour profile as the actual Panzer IV-H, so 80mm on the front, but less on the sides and rear. But I think it had bazooka plates added possibly as well to the side, although I could be wrong on that. It might have been just a different picture I'd seen of maybe a prototype and I've got mixed up, but I'm not entirely sure. If that is the case, I kind of hope they do that to this one, because I think that 80mm of armour on the front with the sloping will make it quite a decent tank and allow you to get closer in and use that slightly lower pen and the poor accuracy. There's an enemy Panzer 3-4. That was a lucky shot, managed to damage his engine and I think knock his tracks off. But this was a slightly better match. So the first one went horrific. This one was a bit better. I don't know if that was lucky or unlucky. My shell dropped and tracked the M8A1 just as he was about to disappear again. However, it meant that he could keep putting the shots into me. And I hoped that he might actually bounce there with me using the gun depression and increasing the slope on the front, but no hope. Or no joy, should I say. Now, can I get a shot on that DW2? No, he's dead before I can shoot. And it did seem a little bit like one of those matches. However, the doing better in this match was less down to me and more down to the fact that I got a lot of spotting assist damage, because I came up to the middle and was spotting quite a few people over here. Which is a bit of a surprise in itself, in some way, because the view range on this isn't great. But then again, I think I'm probably being a bit harsh. It's about average for the tier, to be fair. Just again, when you've been playing a lot of high tiers, you seem to sort of forget what the average is on things like view range for sort of tier 5s as opposed to tier 8s and 9s. But I'm on very low health now. I've got to be very careful. Put a shot at the VK3001H, but bounce. Pull back, there's a 4H, there's an M4 over there. I can get a shot at him without exposing my tank to the other guys. That's nice, but he's now ducking down. They're going for my commander's hatch, and a DW2 in the distance somewhere manages to when I can talk, to take me out. Although a feeling, I might be wrong, I didn't quite see the tracer, but I thought he was firing a high explosive at me earlier, but I could be wrong. But anyway, I came out of that with a scout medal, which was quite nice. Not a great deal of damage and everything else done, but I still came third on the board. The OI Experimental had a damn good game. In fact, that wasn't the only game I saw an OI Experimental having a good game. There was one later on, and the enemy OI just cleans up at the end. I don't think I've included that bit in it, but yeah, he really did just clean up. Anyway, on to the third match. At this point, I'd kind of... I don't know, you know when you really just don't like a tank, you just don't get on with it. And I'm not saying, you know, a bad tank or anything like that, because I genuinely don't think there are many bad tanks in this game, you know, truly just bad. You know, it's down to personal preference. Some people get on with tanks that other people don't get on with. But you know when you just don't get on with a tank and you hate it, and you just, it almost makes you just, you can't be bothered. You know, it's just, oh, I hate this thing. Do I really have to keep going in it? And that's what this one's sort of done for me a bit with this one. I know a few of you have said to me in the comments. I do read the comments. I'm sorry I've not been answering them as much recently. And I know you've been saying that the tier 6 is a bit of a breath of fresh air once it's fully upgraded, so I am looking forward to that one. But this tank has put a bit of a downer on this series for me so far. I'm not going to let it put me off the series. It just happens, but. In this match, I lost all semblance of trying to do anything properly, and thought, do you know what, screw this. I'm just going to go in, I'm going to do as much damage as I can in the shortest amount of time, and hopefully it will go well. Yeah, I kind of lost a small part of my sanity at this point with this tank. Here we go, there's no experimental there. Pop back over. Artie's having a go. Now, see if I can get some more shots on this OI. Another one, and he's done. I am on very, very low health. Artie's still raining down, and I don't think it's going to be too long before I'm done. Nope, there you go. So yeah, yeah, just forget it. Just went in, tried to get what I could done, and it wasn't too bad actually. Came out of it with 1500 XP, and I think in third place on here. So yeah, not too savage. But I am really trying to get out of this thing now. Yep, there we go. Came third, so yeah, not too bad. A couple of slightly better rounds. But yeah, this tank is definitely not for me. So after those two, which were not too bad, it kind of sort of degenerated into pretty mediocre rounds all around. And I do apologise that this video, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. I am sorry this didn't book last night. My kids are off school on their Easter holidays, and basically we were doing bits and bobs with them yesterday, and I kind of lost track of time. I'd got the footage for this, but I just lost track of time when it came around to the editing, and by the time I got around to it, it was a bit too late, so yeah, sorry about that. But it's going up now, and there will be another video in a bit. In fact, it'll be Friday. I don't think there's any new tanks in the store, so it might be XCOM. So I've not done that this week. Now, in this one, it's Liberty Falls, as you can see, and the Sherman Jumbo has pushed up this way. Now, luckily, the Sherman Jumbo does not have a particularly good traverse on its turret, especially if it's using the thicker armoured one, because it's very, very slow. So I was able to literally run circles around him. Now, unfortunately, there was a tank, I think it was a heavy tank further back, that was taking shots at me. No, a medium up there. And a heavy. Now, I think it was a Rampanzer that took him out. You know, I did appreciate the help. It would have been slightly nicer if he'd have sort of taken shots at the other guys that were shooting at me to kind of distract him a bit, and then we could have gone at them together. But hey ho, that's these things happen, don't they? So on to the next one, and again, it's not getting much better. But it's that sort of problem though, you know, you hate a tank, you almost sometimes just can't find the energy or the enthusiasm to make a real effort in it. And there are a couple of matches in this video where you can kind of tell that I'm not really putting the effort in sometimes, and honestly I did find it hard with this tank, but I wanted to get out of it, so I just had to grin and bear it. And I'm trying to get away down here because I got myself in a bad spot. Usual case on that map where people tend to ignore that side. Now we're back on port. I think I mentioned the other day I quite like the new port. It's a lot better. And I think this is one of those matches where you see that I lose all. Well, yeah, just lose patience, sanity, any semblance of tactics or skill just go out the window, and I really do lose it with this tank in a little tiny bit of a strop, yes, I must admit. And you'll tell there's sort of a breaking point where you can tell, sort of, screw it, just came out my mouth and off I go. Yep, there you go, just back there. And I couldn't be bothered, and I thought, do you know what, I'm just getting out of that situation, getting down here. The team are crumbling, and I just had enough. I really had. Anyway, moving along, pulled myself together a little bit, put my dummy back in, and on to the next match. Now, this one is on Heilbronn. The team spread had not spread very well. It's a tier 7 match, and as you can see from the map, a lot of the guys on our team had piled up to the other side. I kind of headed up that way in the lead at first, saw everybody was coming, and decided to turn around and come back down here. Tried to get round the corner to ram the 12T. Didn't quite manage it, but managed to take him down anyway. Now, I don't normally like coming down to the city, or the town, on Heilbronn especially. Well, I don't mind if I'm in a top tier heavy, you know, something that should be in the town. That's one thing. However, when I'm a bottom tier medium, it's not my favourite place to be. Now, there is another medium up here, and it wasn't that guy. But he's in a check tank. They are not particularly well armoured. I can get a bit of speed up. Hopefully, I might be able to get a good ram on this guy and not fail again. But no. No such luck. I just missed. Yeah, he dodged slightly to the side. I missed and just scraped down his side. Gave him a little love tap. And then, well, I nearly killed him. But nearly just isn't quite good enough, is it? And, well, it didn't really get much better for the rest of the day. I'd had a couple of shots at what I could see, but as you can see, we'd pushed up and over that northeast corner with no resistance whatsoever. The actual thing I was shooting at was down near where the M7 is. So I decided to, well, our team's looking in not particularly good shape, with 3 tanks down. There's 3 RT on the enemy team. I know we've got 4. But I thought if I could at least take out the 3 RT, that would give our team a chance. Now I know that there's somebody down here. My plan was to drive down, ram him, and look really cool doing it. But instead, I do it with the grace and style and tact of, well, a drunken donkey on a skateboard. So things do not work out quite well. You know when you have a plan in your head and you think, yeah, that look really, yeah, that'd be cool, that'd be awesome, and then something like this happens. Yeah, you just think, right, I'll get my coat. But yeah, unfortunately that one did not work out. I don't know if it got any better if it had actually managed to go down that ramp, not fall onto my side and take the RT out anyway, in a nice and graceful fashion, but I didn't. So here we are for the next round instead. And I think this was possibly the best match that I had in this all day. It's Ghost Town, I think. Did it say it was a tier 5 match? Yep, it is a tier 5 match, and when I said it's Ghost Town, I didn't mean I think it's Ghost Town. I was trying to remember whether it was tier 5. But here we are now. Top tier, so I'm in a fairly good... Well, I should be in a fairly good position, and I should be able to do alright. And like I said, this was the best match that I'd had all day. It didn't start particularly well, or in a way that I really wanted it to. But there's a few of us that have headed down to the southeastern corner on the map. I was trying to use that bit of foliage to pop up and spot. However, I get spotted and take a nasty hit from, I think it was the KV1, take a few more hits from things before I can pull back. In fact, I had to burn my repair kit to get out of there because I was tracked. Everything was penning me, which everything seems to in this tank. So I needed to just get out of there. Now, there is something up that way that's putting shots down here. Possibly the Su-85. I'd pull back long enough to drop off radar before I pop back up, and hopefully I'm not going to get seen. But as soon as I pull the trigger, I'm spotted. Through foliage as well, so I'm not quite sure. Although there's not too much foliage there, so yeah, fair enough. Managed to get a couple of hits on the 3001H. Take a couple of ricochets in return, and I think I took another hit there. And I'm just trying to pop up and do as much damage as I can, but then I take a fairly hefty hit from something. And that's basically my cue to go away. Still taking hits, luckily bounces from whatever's over there. And I'm just waiting to pop off radar, and then I'm going to try and get the hell out of here. Right, well, I've gone off radar, so now's my chance to basically make a move, get out here, and hopefully not get spotted while I get into a better position to put some shots back down at anything. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen, and as soon as I come over that bit, I get spotted. And I just need to try and stay in a bit of cover now. It's not looking too bad. We could bring it back from this. Well, start to. In fact, we just have done. It's now 5-5. We've just got a 2-tank. Well, the enemy team had a 2-kill lead, but we managed to pull it back. It's now 6-all, 6-7. In fact, it's yeah, quite a close match so far, 7-7. And now we're just in the lead, so we've got to a point in the match where all of a sudden I think a lot of people have got very damaged tanks and the sort of one-shot kills, so it's a case of going through and trying to sweep up and take these guys down before they manage to take us down. 3001H there, can't quite get my gun down. When you get the upgraded gun and turret on this, in fact I think it's upgraded turret, I'm sure it does reduce your gun depression as well, which has become a bit of a pain in the arse. Now I'm going to try and get a shot at the Panzer 38. I didn't think I'd hit him with that first one with the auto lock, and I completely donked that one. And now I'm just trying to wait for him to come round, try and gauge the lead, but it's a fairly slow shell velocity on these, but he's being tracked. Managed to get a good hit into him. He's going to pop out of there just as I reload, which was very nice timing. And the T-67, has he been tracked? He might have done. I'm just trying to destroy the building, and again he's going to pop out in that gap just as I reload, which was quite a nice little double kill there. Oh, there's the RT. There's a good chance we could actually win this one. 3 guys left, RT, TD and a heavy tank. We've got 4, there's me, a heavy and another couple of mediums. Oh dear. The TD is a full health 82. That is not good. There's RT, and to be fair, good lad. Yeah, he did kill me, but I'll give him that. That was quite a nice shotgun. So that put me out of the match, and yeah, the full health 82 did not get taken out, I don't think, and the OI experimental, the enemy heavy that was left, managed to mop up everybody else that was left on our team. But that did put me at the top of the table with 1200 damage. and 3 kills. So that was the best match that I had in that tank all day. And I was hoping that I could keep it up. I only had a little bit of XP left to grind out, not much at all. But the next match did not quite go as well. Now again, I wouldn't normally bring a medium down here. I'm not bottom tier, I think it's tier 6 match. And, well actually no, there are some mediums I would have brought down here. I wouldn't have brought this tank down here normally, but when I did, not many people had come this way. They'd sort of spread into the middle, into the swamp, and up towards the northwest corner. So the only guy coming down here was the 3601H on his own, so I thought I'd come down and try and give him a bit of backup. A couple of other people do turn up, but there is a fairly hefty resistance from the enemy team with some fairly hefty tanks, you know, KV85. That can hit hard, and you know, it's got fairly decent armour. So yeah, there's you know, a couple of, like I say, fairly hefty or good tanks down here. There's T67, can't take many hits, but they can really dish out the damage with the rapid fire. There he is. Managed to get one into him, but he pens me. Looks through. Looks like it was through the front of the turret, which I think is where that Leopard keeps penning me as well, because the front of the turret, well, it is weaker than the hull, and the T67 manages to take me down when, well, without really doing much. So yeah, it was just one of those rounds. Before that I had been taking shots, but they're either missing or bouncing, and it's the same with this. That KV1S that I had the back of there, I'd been trying to hit him, put a few shots towards him actually, and just kept missing or bouncing. And then I managed to hit the blitz, and well, it didn't even go where I was aiming it. It just went wide as the blitzer moved and hit him just by pure luck. But unfortunately, I'm now pinned down in the field. Again, nobody had really come here on our team. There was me and somebody else, but they've been taken out, unfortunately. I've been spotted. I've got a Ram 2 putting some shots in, and they've got a very rapid fire gun. Low damage, but a higher pen than I've got, I think. And as you could see, I was bouncing off the side of that KV1. And he just, well, sends me back to the garage as he pops around the corner, calm as anything. And this is the last match that I played in this. Well, no, I didn't even play it. This is my wife. She had a go in it. She was fed up of hearing me moan, I think. So she decided to have a go in it and see if she could do any better. And unfortunately, she didn't. She absolutely despised this tank and said, I'm never going to go through that tank myself. I'm going to go any other way that I can. So yeah, not too good. She basically came up against the Panzer 5.4 and got spotted, and basically, well, it didn't go particularly well. So after this match, I did something that I've not done probably since about last June, and converted to get out of the damn thing. Yeah, that's right, I did. I had a couple of thousand left, and I just converted some XP to get out of it because I could not take it any longer. So I am now out of that tank, that horrible tank. It can go and burn in hell for the rest of eternity, for all I care. I've now got the 3002D, is it? Possibly the tier 6, but yeah, I've got that now. Used a couple of hundred gold and just got rid of it because I just couldn't take it any longer. But there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that video. I hope it's entertained you at least. And I'll be back later on with another video, like I said, more than likely XCOM. So if you're not going to watch the XCOM video, I'll say it to you now. Have a good weekend, and I'll be back Sunday with another World of Tanks video. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.